Good morning, everybody. We are heading to work. It's Wednesday morning and it is 6:40 in the morning. We're at 37 degrees, 62% on the battery, which gives us 202 miles, and I am in the hurry mode. Okay. So, good news is we did, see if this will take off from the curb. Had the signal on. Yeah, still a little close. See how red that is? I think it's just too close. Just a slight tap and it's off. Just a very, very little pressure. So, good news is we did get an update last night to software to 2025.3.8. So we're one step closer to the full self-driving version 14. We just need that 0.5. Once it goes to that 0.5, I think that is where we'll get the 14. Been trying to kind of check YouTube a little bit to see other people who have gotten it, and there have been I found a few new people that I haven't seen before. They may not post very often. They may do kind of like I do, just sort of hit and miss. And I think for the most part it's looking really good. I think that brake stabbing is not really a factor with the Cybertruck like it has been on the Y and the other cars that have actually gotten the 14. I hear some of the moves that it makes is a little smoother, and there's a lot of videos on the Cybertruck parking, which I had a commenter comment on one of my videos about, who cares about parking? And I've said that before. I mean, yes, parking's nice, that's great. This Cybertruck will just randomly sometimes park in a parking spot anyway. We have the ability to select a spot and it backs in fairly well. It's a little clunky sometimes in doing it, and it may take 20 steps, but it does it. There's so many other major things on the Cybertruck that needs to be corrected. The hugging that yellow line on the highway, going over the yellow line to the rumble strips, that needs to be corrected. And there's just some other little things that need to be done that are, I think, to me, are a higher priority than, yay, you can park. To me, parking is just sort of a gimmick. It's kind of like the shiny object. Yes, I think it's great, it can do that, and I mean, it's going to have benefits, obviously, especially, let's say if you're disabled, that'll be great. You can go from your house to park in a parking spot without having to really do anything. So, I mean, I think in that aspect, it's awesome. But for right now, there just seems to be a lot of other issues that need to be solved and ironed out, and hopefully 14 will do that. I definitely, if I can get it before I leave next Wednesday to go to Florida, and if I have time, I will definitely try to do some testing highway, because that honestly was my biggest concern. We've done a few highway trips. I don't think I've posted very many of them, if any at all. And that yellow going over is horrible. And it doesn't start out that way, and it's not like it does it 100% of the time, but it does it enough that you're on hyper alert to make sure it doesn't do it. And where I've noticed it tends to do it the most is if you're going around a corner or a curve on the highway where it's arcing to the right. So as you're turning right on the highway, kind of like we're doing here on the ramp, that's where it tends to say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and hang on to this yellow line or go over it. The other thing I'd like to see is faster merging between cars and off the ramps onto the highway, or getting across multiple lanes. This is doing great. Like this is like perfect. maybe today or tonight that 0.5 update on the software branch will be available to me, and I'll have a few days to play with it and work with it before I fly out next Wednesday. So, but right now she's doing pretty well on the new. There were some minor fixes, is what it said, but it didn't tell me exactly what minor fixes it was. But so far today, it's doing great. Very smooth, very fast. And I was noticing yesterday, I was watching somebody, a YouTuber, I forgot who it was, and they had actually had the upgrade to the 14, and he was saying how he notices that it's a lot faster on the green light getting going. And it's so funny because I was going to mention that yesterday on my video, saying, gosh, it seems to be taking off a little faster at the green lights, and I just didn't mention it. And I'm happy to see that he mentioned that, because that's what I was experiencing yesterday myself. I don't know, maybe there's some little bleed through with the technology from versions to that it's not full, but maybe it bleeds over. And I've said that before on other things with updates. I'm like, gosh, it seems to be doing this a little differently and that a little differently. Now this is interesting. I actually felt it center more in this lane just now. It seemed to just get over a little bit. So I don't know, maybe that update to that new branch we have, that maybe that's some of the minor fixes. We'll see. It does tend to hold this little line right here right now, but let's see how it does around this, I don't know where those stoplights came from. Around the corner here. It's doing well. Oh, anyway, so I don't know what the minor fixes were, but we're just one dot away from version 14. Alright, this is nice. This is getting over. I've noticed that the past few times it's actually getting over earlier. This left-hand lane will end, and in the past it tended to want to hug it all the way out. Alright, now we do have to get over two lanes. There's nobody behind us. This is where it lags. Let's see, are we going to go faster? And see, this is where it lags. It does not like to... trying to nudge it over. Need to go over one more. So see, this is lagging right here. Like, that should have been a smooth, let's get over. Let's not hang out in this left lane while we're turning. Where we should be merging right. And that's always been the issue. We've been very fortunate. We have not caught a lot of traffic yet. But I have had it where there have been 3 or 4 tractor trailers, cars, totally going over the speed limit. It's really 55. Everybody's doing probably 65, 70. So you have to be fast and quick, and you have to time it to get over those 2 lanes, because this exit comes up so quickly. And we haven't really had that scenario come up yet. Another problem we have is with this traffic circle, not so much going around it, but it takes this white right there and it goes over it in between, and then it gets confused. So today it wasn't as jerky with the steering wheel as it normally is, so that's, I guess, a good sign. But still, it decides it wants to take that middle lane and do its thing. But really, today was a very smooth ride and uneventful, other than the fact that I wish it could have gotten over, because we have cars behind us probably thinking, all right, you've had your light on for 5 minutes. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but go ahead and get over. What are you waiting for? So that makes it a little awkward, and it kind of prevents the flow of traffic, because when you see somebody as a human, you see somebody's turn signal on, you're thinking they're going to be making a move pretty quickly, unless they're one of those people that likes to have their blinker on while they're traveling down the highway. So, and I hate that. I just, and of course, being a woman, the all stereotype of all typical woman driver, I hate that because I do not consider myself a typical woman driver at all. And I hate the fact that sometimes the Cybertruck puts me into that category, especially if they see a woman driving. So I'm like, come on, let's get our act together and let's do what we're supposed to do and make me look good, not look bad. All right, guys, this is a short trip. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll keep you updated. If you haven't yet, like, subscribe, and give me a comment. I will talk to you later. Take care. Bye.